Hey guys. The universe completely destroyed, obliterated all the synonyms, my rose-colored glasses, and now I have some gold sparkly Pradas! I'm actually wearing my truth-seeing X-ray power Versace's, because that's what was gifted to me as well in return. The gold sparkly Prada truth-seeings I've saved for another day. May Medusa freeze all the liars in their path. Hello, Lovies. All jokes aside, welcome back to another video. This week's video, I thought I would talk about discipline and discernment because I feel like I need to talk about this. I need to be on a soapbox with a megaphone and consider this that moment. Consider me doing that right now. I first am going to start off by telling a story because I feel like that's the most easy way I can enter this discussion of discipline and discernment. Why have I chose to speak about this? Glad you asked. This was my first birthday and networking / entertainment / social outing event where I was stone cold sober. And oh my god, where my rose-colored glasses further just run over by a really fast McLaren P1 or semi-truck, and my X-ray Versace's were on. It was, first off, thank you for all the happy birthdays. Thank you. I turned 23. I'm so grateful. I love my life, and I love being this age now. Yay! I love aging. I enjoy it. Holding gratitude for 23. But, as I said, last night was Halloween, and my management company threw a Halloween party. And this Halloween party was my greatest trials and my self-love, holding my boundaries. I do want to preference, it was so easy to not drink. I have no trouble saying, no thank you, to alcohol and engaging with that, especially now that I'm so addicted to sharpening my mind and only elevating my health and my lifestyle choices. But it was a great test and diplomacy and discipline as well as discernment. Before I just chisel away at the statue, I do want to preference this message today as a message of self-worth, self-love, and knowing your value and never depreciating it. Before I can already hear the comments of, you're so judgmental, you have a superiority complex, oh my god, you must have no friends. To answer those questions, I am very much aware the judge is my first archetype. Thank you, Carolyn Miss. You kind of need to have a superiority complex in order to not be trampled on by others. And the fact that you're saying that just shows me you're a deeply insecure individual. And I'm okay being alone, because I'd rather have, to put it in business terms, I'd rather have no deal than bad deals. And I'm very much happy in my own company and my bubble of peace. And while last night was a challenge of diplomacy and discipline and discernment, I also had a lot of answered prayers. Because I was sober, I attracted an abundant amount of opportunities, and I got to have conversations with individuals I'd been praying for. I got to meet individuals I'd been praying for. I got to actually further relationships with individuals I'd been praying for. So last night was full of blessings, okay? I got so many blessings out of Halloween. But I also had to really, really stand in my knowing, stand immensely in my self-worth and my boundaries and my values, and just hold grace for others and bite my tongue. Choose not to speak my opinion and only really let the diplomacy be broken once my respect or boundaries were broken. Then then we need to talk. Because, wait, why did you say that? What made you think you could behave that way around me? What made you think you could say that to me, about me, or to them about me? Yes, in a world full of sheep where it's run by wolves, I'm going to choose to be the wolf. In a world full of pebbles where I know I'm a diamond, I'm going to continue to look for my fellow diamonds. And I just want to help you guys increase your discipline and your discernment, and overall increase your self-love and how you value yourself. Because the more you value yourself and you love yourself and you stick to your boundaries and you stick to your principles and morals, the more the universe will reward you and provide you with immense abundance, peace, health, wealth, guidance, favoritism, and so forth. And above all, protection. You will be protected. I promise you. As long as you believe I am divinely protected in every situation, scenario, and with every being, you will be protected. Not saying that's going to negate you from experiencing trials, because life is all about learning, but that's where discipline and discernment come in, because you actively choose to stand in your worth and your value. And if you actively choose to alchemize every situation into being just another situation or scenario in which your love for yourself is grown, you will be unstoppable and you will succeed in all areas of life. So last night, I, in my 3-inch heels for 7 hours, held my discipline and discernment. I said no to drinking as more times than I can count on my hand, because man, people really love to push and see if you'll crack, because then that means they win. And if Pulp Fiction teaches you anything, let it teach you that everyone thinks they're the baddest thing around until they're humbled by someone even better. And I need you to think you are the baddest thing around, but stay in your lane. Don't seek to humble people unless they are calling to be humbled, meaning unless they disrespect you. It's not your job to be the teacher or to be the disciplinary, the principal, okay? You have no control over other people. You have no control over other people's perception of you. And spoiler alert, everybody's perception of you is different. What you do have control over is yourself, your reactions, and what you're not changing. Because what you're not changing, you're choosing. One thing, sadly, last night taught me was just how many insecure individuals exist in this world. It's sad. It's really sad. A lot of people are operating from a place of insecurity, and they don't view their value of that of a diamond. They see themselves as a pebble, a people pleaser. And what people pleasers do is constantly trade info about other individuals or let other people take their power in hopes of gaining self-worth, and you will never get worth from another individual. Another individual cannot carve you confidence. Another individual cannot give you your sensation of entitlement or your feeling of worthiness. You have to build that on your own. You have to build your confidence on your own. You have to build your self-worth on your own. You have to build your boundaries on your own. A lot of individuals don't like discipline because with discipline comes discernment. Let me tell you, discipline and discernment are the 2 keys to killing addiction to anyone, to anything, to any situation. Let me say it again. What you're not changing, you're choosing. So when you are addicted to something, you are actively choosing that. And the only way to break an addiction to anything is to first discern, understand why you chose to engage with whomever or whatever to begin with, and why you're no longer going to, because you want to grow your self-love and increase your worth and value. And then that's where discipline comes in as number 2, because you have to actively and constantly choose every day, every second, every hour to not do the old habit, but to rather do the opposite, to make that change. It's so sad so many people don't view discipline or discernment as sexy, as empowering, as the keys to freeing themselves. Because emotions are scary. No, they're not. How to be a rational human is to feel your emotions and then build the game plan off of them. Emotions are energetic currency. So when you feel anger and you understand why you're angry, you begin to create the game plan of how to no longer be angry, and then you alchemize that situation and you create better scenarios for yourself, because at the end of the day, you're just increasing your self-love for yourself. When you repress that anger, when you silence your emotions, you suppress your superpowers, because your emotions are kind of your superpowers. They're how you alchemize at the end of the day. The more you understand why you feel things and why you behave certain ways, the more you not only increase your empathy and sympathy for others and you grow your emotional intelligence in this world, but you also increase your value in yourself, love for yourself, and that makes you an unstoppable force. Oh, that's what we need. We need more bad bitches out there increasing their self-worth and value and viewing themselves as unstoppable forces. So, last night, it was not hard to say no. I really just had to be the people observer, the fly on the wall, and held sympathy and gave others grace for the ways they acted and the words they spoke, because drunk words and actions are just sober thoughts. It's really sad individuals feel they need something in order to be themselves, especially considering in medieval times and folklore, alcohol is considered a spirit, so you're really just allowing possession. And that's also legally what it's deemed, since any action or thing you consent to while under the influence is considered non-consensual, because it's not 100% you. That's scary. It's very sad people feel they need to partake in that, because you're just partaking in the game of control and lowering your vibration, rather than continuing to grow and shine and stand in your power, which is standing in just the energy of self-love. And the only way to be a beacon of love in this world is to deeply love yourself. You cannot love another individual until you deeply love yourself, or else you are constantly seeking validation, attention, approval, whatever, from other people. And as I said before, other people cannot carve from marble your confidence, your value, your worth. You have to do that on your own. And it starts with discernment, understanding who you are, why you think, act, and behave certain ways, and accepting that you only have complete and utter responsibility for yourself and your actions and how you alchemize situations. So let every situation just be a lesson in how to love yourself more, and that will make you unstoppable, and that will grow your discipline, because you will not ever want to go back once you realize you're a diamond. That will only grow your discipline, and it will increase your discernment. You'll quickly be able to pick up on people's motives and their intentions. Just see people for who they really are, because as much as everyone wants to say, oh, I show up as who I am, what you see is what you get, everyone shows up with a mask, because we all know we have to play a part, and you really don't ever know someone. You don't ever know 100% of an individual, as Don Miguel Ruiz would say in The Mastery of Love. Love that book. You never 100% know an individual. You just know their dream and your perception of them. And your perception is arguably projections of your own beliefs on them. In order to be an individual who is grounded in deep knowing and deep discernment, you have to have immense self-love and understand who you are and your value, and never depreciate it for someone or something. I think my final analogy really boils down to my greatest idol, Giselle Bundchen. I love her. She is one of the greatest supermodels of the 21st century. And she is such an example of an individual who has immense self-love and discipline and discernment, because how she is worth $400 million and her ex Tom Brady is only worth $300 million. Clock. How she is worth $400 million is because she lives such an authentically clean lifestyle. She just is living a lifestyle of choosing her highest self, her greatest potential. How she does that? By not drinking caffeine, by not drinking alcohol, eating processed foods, eating sugar, by working out every day, meditating, constantly reading books that evolve her understanding of the world and grow, being deeply disciplined, and having immense discernment for who she is how she has been such a successful supermodel, and arguably one of the most. So she was the highest paid supermodel until just a few years ago when Kendall Jenner knocked her out, okay? But for 14 years, she was the highest paid supermodel of the 21st century. And she did it all through having immense discipline and discernment and never depreciating her value. She knew her value and she kept it, and she kept raising it because she also knew the universe is not on a budget. So ask for more. Know your worth and add tax, as others would say. I'm just eating it with the sayings and the quotes today. If I can do anything, let me plant a seed, and you can decide whether or not you want to water it and grow it into a beautiful flower or a beautiful garden. Take my 2 cents. You can throw it back on me. I'll just be 2 cents richer, but if you keep it, you'll be 2 cents richer. That's what I say. Last night taught me discipline. Didn't teach me. Just furthered my understanding of discipline and discernment. And that's really why I want to make today's video be about discipline and discernment, and how having discipline and discernment doesn't rob you of life. It doesn't rob you of opportunities or people, or make you an evil person and make you a bitch. Insecure people are gonna say that because when you choose yourself, you shine the flashlight back on individuals of where they hate themselves. So just hold grace for people. Pity some. You don't have to express that pity all the time. Just hold some pity for them. But always hold grace and be the example by leading, by showing through your actions, your words, and behaviors. And if people get uncomfortable by that, they get uncomfortable by your boundaries and the amount of discipline you have and discernment, let them. They are just insecure people pleasers that will cost you everything. You don't want to be friends with a friend who's a friend to all, because they are a friend to none. As I said earlier, people pleasers are constantly trading information about others to whomever they deem higher in order to gain favor, to gain more self-worth that is just only going to make them feel special for a nanosecond in the grand scheme of things, because life is so long. I hate the saying life is so short. Life is so long. You have one life, so choose yourself and choose love. Always show people respect, kindness, and love until they disrespect you. And then, as I said in my Pulp Fiction reference earlier, show them you're the baddest thing around. Okay, be Scotland against the Roman Empire. Because guess what? Scotland didn't let the Romans defeat them. They sent the Romans back home. Okay? Can't be arsed with. Can't be arsed with. Be Scotland. Don't be Switzerland. Hold Switzerland's diplomacy and biting their tongue and not choosing to engage in war until provoked. Then stand your ground, shoddy. Show them Pulp Fiction. Show them why you are not to be messed with, because I promise you, once you raise hell, you send the devil's henchmen home. You send them back and they never, ever come back, and I can promise you that. I have been sent his worst of the worst, and I have sent them running, and I've had them block me because I have raised hell so much they never want to try me again. And that's that on that. Okay? And by raising hell, I mean just sticking up for yourself. by advocating for yourself and your boundaries and your value. Never depreciate your value. You're a canary diamond, okay? You don't want to be a diamond, you can be tanzanite, you can be an opal, you can be emerald, you can be garnet. I don't care. Pick your gemstone, know your value, and move on. Because the more you choose yourself, the more the universe will amplify opportunities, situations, and scenarios that reward you, and just multiply the love you have for yourself, and multiply the wealth, the abundance, your health, your peace, your bliss. The universe will multiply whatever your perspective and attitude is with life. So don't let it be a negative one. Don't let it be one in which your value is depreciated, because man, if you have a lack mindset, that is what will be mirrored back. But if you have an abundant mindset, well, I can acknowledge you will have times and trials to go back to the lack mindset. The more you choose an abundant, the more you are rewarded. Give yourself grace. You are human. You are always evolving, always learning. You will have moments of but have the moments of in private. Don't let others see it. Don't let others see you crack. Don't let others see you cry and fall, because then they feel like they have control and they have the power. In a world full of sharks, you gotta think like a shark in order to not be bit. Because if another shark comes and tries to bite you, they'll learn real quick why you're a great white or a megalodon. If they're still, I hope they're not extinct. I think they are. But I'm a megalodon. Try me. And I'll go honk. And that's really my video for today. I just wanted to discourse how it's sad that a majority of the world will choose to be people-pleasing pebbles that are just really, really insecure individuals. Never take an insecure individual's opinion of you as worth anything. My greatest flex is I don't care, I never will, and I refuse to. I won't care. Okay? I'm protecting my peace. I'm not handing anyone my emotions or my energy to be used in their currency. That's my energy, my emotions, to use to alchemize into great self-love, to just keep amplifying opportunities of abundance, love, peace, bliss, harmony, happiness, joy, whatever. And not everyone wants to have discipline or discernment, because that means they have to come to some really hard conclusions about themselves, and they have to finally accept they don't have control over others' perceptions of them, nor do they have control over you. And that's a hard truth. When people find out that they don't have control over you or your perception, they get angry and they belittle and they criticize real quick to try and humble you. But babes, if you're not giving them your emotions, they can't humble you. You just are the bulldozer that will run them over and keep going. So be the bulldozer. Keep running over and keep going. Don't let these insecure pebbles steal nothing from you. Find discipline and discernment attractive, because it is. It is so attractive to have a great sense of self-love and worth, and hold yourself to high standards and have boundaries. That is how you protect yourself. Yes, gossiping keeps us alive. It's a part of our survival. But when you speak ill of others and you treat their private information as forms of currency to impress other people, or belittling them as a way to feel empowered and better about yourself, you just look and sound like scum. Gossiping and sharing that type of information, it shows more about who you are and how you will speak of whomever you're speaking to later on. You just reveal all your playing cards in that moment. Choose to avoid engaging in gossip. Bite your tongue. Take a lesson of diplomacy. It's hard. It is very hard, but it makes you look like the boss. Like a powerhouse, indestructible, unstoppable force to be reckoned with, because you're just operating from grace, peace, and love. And that's what makes you unstoppable. I think I've hit all my tangents. I have. So, ending this video. I hope you liked my video on discipline and discernment. I really feel like my birthday week, this whole week and last night, was a great test to my discipline and discernment for a multitude of reasons, but I really wanted to use last night as the greatest example because, man, not only did I have my whole full circle, yay, moment of being sober for the first time in that situation and on my birthday, but I also had to really keep my boundaries and keep diplomacy. Be Scotland! Be Scotland to the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire was all about conquering, and I'm not one to be conquered. Ever. You won't. It's funny, you got that audacity. You got it from the dollar store, babes. My audacity's from David Yurman, Von Cleef. I got that level of audacity. I'm Cartier. Be a diamond. In a world full of pebbles, be a diamond. And let me be just another individual that preaches self-love. Because we live in a world that really teaches and praises people-pleasing ideologies. And sometimes being the bigger person means sticking to your boundaries, standing up for yourself. It does not mean choosing to bite your tongue always and take the high road. That's how you just stay controlled, baby. And like I said, in a world run by wolves, I ain't gonna be one of the sheep. I'm gonna be a wolf. I'm gonna go listen to the Black Eyed Peas. That's what I'm gonna go do. And oh, okay. I got so scared for a second. I wasn't recording. I'm gonna go listen to Black Eyed Peas. I'm gonna go hold a funeral for my sparkly rose-colored glasses, Ray-Bans. They were so beautiful, but they got so destroyed. And the more sober I am, the more they are stomped on. The more they are just curbed. Absolutely cooked. And the more these Versace Truth-Seeing X-ray glasses and my sparkly gold Pradas, they just keep growing. I'm addicted to just enhancing my discipline and discernment and my self-love. I love mental clarity. I love it. I love how sharp my memory is. How sharp, how my intuition's growing, how my health is increasing, and just every day I feel healthier, every day I feel better, and every day I'm learning something, and that's so beautiful, so beautiful. So, until my next video, lovies, I love you. I hope you had a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. As I always say, bisous, bisous, je t'aime, au revoir, et à bientôt. I love you. Perry the platypus. I feel like Perry the platypus right now. If that ain't the truth. That ain't the truth. I probably look like him too. I can't do it. Can someone teach me how to do the Perry the Platypus thing? How to do his little voice? I want to do it. I want to learn. I can't whistle, but I want to learn how to do that. Maybe I'll learn how to whistle. I don't know. We'll see. And scene.